Good morning, Professor. I have assignment two here, stacks and queues, uh, three three files, our executable file, uh, our source file, and our header file. Uh, Functions defined, functions declared here in our header file. Uh, I have the pointers here, available public, so we can traverse and manipulate the list. Uh, browser, our browser object here, pointers, constructor, deconstructor with our functions to push and pop and enqueue and dequeue. We're adding a clear list for input handling. Uh, I noticed I was getting some letters hung up in between, so uh, added that. And so here's our a conversation, our messages from our conversation. One and two, person one and two, going to dinner. And so I have a display of the conversation for number one, and then an option to re execute the conversation in push pop form and NQ and DQ as well. I had done some indirect recursive uh, calls here using the Boolean operator using these play messages right here. Uh, it'll grab this pop or DQ message simultaneously while calling uh, the say push or NQ uh, message function to make it a little more interesting and try to fulfill the obligations uh, for the program instructions. So here we at the top, we're including our header file. We're declaring our pointers null, our deconstructor, and here's our clear list uh, that we invoke once we call one of the one of these data structures. So here, when we call the data structure, we create a new node and set the head tail to the new node, and we assign it accordingly. In this push method, in the stack method, we we're setting the node to point to head. So here we go down the list. Once we have set it, once we have introduced the list, so it grabs the first one and starts stacking it right here, bringing it up to updating the new node to head. And then when it pops, it's gonna pop. This isn't gonna take place, but it's for better input handling, uh, for better programming, data integrity. Uh, it's gonna bring up the first message here is gonna set it to head, and it's gonna work its way down until we get to null pointer. Uh, returns turns the message to the caller and keeps running it until null pointer. Uh, so that's and so same idea with the NQ, except now it's gonna revert. It's gonna put the node is gonna have the pointer pointing to tail, since it stacks it um, first in first out, and so it grabs the list, sets our new node to head tail, and then it starts to stack it in that order. Because when it DQs it's the same, it's the same way as the other as pop. However, because of how we we uh, we uh, we introduced it into the queue, it's why it's gonna come out first out. So since it pointed to tail, and so we have here's our clear list uh, to prevent our memory leaks and better input handling uh, until we get to null pointer. So here's our display list function, and here's our play messages. I'll share that in a second. So here's our combo. Um, here's our input right here. Here's some error handling here, uh, and some more input handling here to make sure we don't have any memory leaks. And our switch statement, switch control statement, um, construct, our construct, switch construct. So we can implement our if for else and such. So our choice one will give us our 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 list. It'll give us it'll display the list, all the messages. And then choice two will give us, it'll prompt us, case two will prompt us this menu here. And so we then can choose from choice one or choice two. And choice one will execute this, the clear list first to for our input handling. Then it will uh, pull up our push stack, and then it'll set our play messages to true, which will call our pop message function. Since it's true in our play message right here, play messages, true will call our pop message function. So play messages using stack will be our output, and vice versa. False. So if it's false, it's gonna play the DQ message. As you can see here, number two, play message is false. Other than that, else we have our error handling here. Uh, three exits the program, sets our boolean to false. Uh, Here's our default for in case we and here's in case user inputs wrong incorrectly inside the switch construct. So our conversation here doesn't make sense when we use the stack method since it's populating the stream with messages from head rather than the tail as a queue method does. I created a couple options samples for both variances. Here we go with our we're going to run the program, display conversational messages. There's a conversation. From top to bottom, we are going to select number two so we can see what it looks like when it's stacked. I'm going to call stacked and see you at 7. Sounds like a plan. As you can see, that it is backwards. Choice one, that is the conversation, how it inputs, and it's bringing it from the head to the tail. As opposed to, we will try number two, we will try the queue method, and here we are from the tail to the head. Hey, sounds good. See you at 7. As you can see, that was the correct uh, order. And 3, to demonstrate that we exit properly, here we are, close and ready to go. Thank you very much, Professor. Have a good morning.